Okay, I got my tools, my little micro tools out, and what we're going to do is I just finished up doing the bottom part. I don't know if you can see that, the bottom part of his braided hair, and I did it in two ways. I did it with the knife, like I'm going to be doing for the bottom part here to give it some extra texture here. You know, you can just take your knife and do a V-cut. And go in between and do a couple. Alright. I go the length of it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bigger V-tool, I think. Let me see if I have another one here. Yeah, a little bit deeper. And I'm just going to start his hair texture with this. Now, you notice I have to kind of pull it off. I'm going to go back up there and I'm going to clean that out with a knife. You can do this all with a knife, folks. You don't need to use these little ones. It just speeds up the process for me a little bit for you guys for the tape. And I take little strokes. See how I'm holding my thumb against there? And okay, here we go. We've been doing a lot of stuff with these cone projects. Now I'm going back over that edge with this. See? See the difference? It's kind of nice. You have like a two-textured look at the bottom. See that? A little bit uneven, which is okay. It's not a big deal. And that worked out really well. And what you might want to do, if you want, it's entirely up to you. You can go to a finer, a real tiny little V-cut and go back over your cuts a little bit and do maybe a two-textured V-cut. Might just add a little bit more, just randomly go over it. See how it's starting to look like a little wavy look? Okay, so that's that portion. Now let's go to the next portion, which will be the feather on top. Well, actually his hair. I didn't think of that. What you want to do, I'm going to spray this because it's hard to cut this at the top of the grain. This is actually the end of the wood piece. So what we want to do is, I'm going to use a V-tool on this, a wider one, and I'm going to go up straight up the middle here. I'm going to try to go straight up the middle here. Alright, just like that. Now, you could leave it like that, or you can go ahead and start putting the hair in, which would be going down across this way. Alright, and then we'll go the other way. If you wet that, folks, it's going to work so much better for you. And then we're going to go up from the bottom over, because you want to be careful you don't nail that right into that. Okay, hey, that turned out pretty good, folks. I'm happy with that. Hope you can see that all. Okay, so that's his hair. Okay. I'll try to get that a little bit more in the middle there. Okay. There we go. And let me see if I have a wider tool here. I do. It's a little bit wider. Alright, I'll clean that up a little bit. But that's what it looks like. Okay, and we also have to do the feathering. So the feathering, what I did was I taped it off, tapered it off. I left it thick in the middle. See how thick it is in the middle? You don't want to do it paper thin because I already snapped one off. One of my trials, part of the head came off right down here somewhere, and I had to revamp it. But it was just a trial piece. That's why sometimes you want to try something smaller. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the V-tool again, and I'm going to go right up the center here. Now technically the the feather will have a little bit of a curvature to it, so we're going to put a little bit of a curvature to it. Okay, just like so. Alright? Now, let's see if we can get that a little further. Alright. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going from this side out. So I'm going to spray this so it's nice and soft. I'm going to be going this way with this way upward, okay? This way. Not down, up. So I'm going to use another V tool, and we're going to go up. From the center, up. 1, 2. Holding these things is kind of awkward, okay? You want to be careful you don't hit your two corners into your piece. And then I'm going to go up this way. A little different. Going from the other direction. Let me bring it down this way. I won't be able to do this down here anyway. Alright, there's his feather, his hair. Hey, he's looking pretty good. Now the other thing I did do, real quick, is down here where his chin is, I have it sticking out a little further. All I did was a couple of little V cuts under here. I went down and up, and that actually gave you a nice lip. Okay, so he's coming along pretty good, folks. I'm real happy with him. I'm going to go back over him real fine before I actually paint him, but we're not done yet. We got to do the back side of this yet. Let me find that V tool. And again, we're going to go up. Just take your time. I have to say I really enjoy making these. There's a lot of detail to it. And then we're going to go and we're going to flip it over and we're going to do the other side. See, I use my thumb and I'm guiding it with my hand. And hanging on for dear life with the other hand. It doesn't go out of my hand here. You know, and I'm going to make these a little finer out front here. Alright, there we go. Alrighty, he's looking really good. Alright, now, I'll be back in a flash here.